Welcome to another live discussion on the internet about the incoming Arctic air. I'm Alan Holt, Chief Meteorologist at KIII TV3 in Corpus Christi, Texas. And we're going to be walking through the next several days. We've got one more really nice day of weather tomorrow before things start to change in the direction of colder temperatures and maybe a little bit of rain and some freezing values to follow this transition. So we are going to be talking about all of this live, real time. This is just off the cuff discussion. We'll go for as long as we need to go here. The time right now is a little after 8:30 on Friday, January the 12th. So if you're watching it any other time, it's a recording and it's older information. And you know, things sometimes change. Just want to make sure we all know what time this was broadcast live. Again, we're on the Facebook, our streaming platforms, on our YouTube channel. You can give that a follow if you want. And it's content like this. I'm going to put the link real quick before we get started to our YouTube page, just so we can put that out. It'll come up as a comment from KIII on Facebook. If that's how you're watching us and you're participating in the comment section, I just put the link to our YouTube page up on the comments. So we'll get started here now. It was windy today. Whoa, it was windy. Rocks in your pockets type of day. Hold on to your hats. There was a wind gust around Petronilla of about 67 miles per hour. Another one at the airport close to 63 miles per hour. This was behind this cold front that passed through around 3 o'clock in the morning this morning. And it brought a punch with the winds. We are going to be talking right now about the Arctic air that's going to work its way into the coastal bend. So this is a live look outside of our studio right now. It's kind of cool. Winds are starting to calm down. We're getting set up for a really nice day of weather Saturday. Traffic looking smooth both ways on SPID. It's 51 outside already, and temperatures are dropping very quickly. We're going to be in the 40s, no doubt about it, before midnight tonight, and maybe into the lower 40s, some spots in the upper 30s by tomorrow morning. So we're in for a cool night, but it's going to be a quiet night of weather in the coastal bend. By tomorrow morning, mid to low 40s. Waking up to sunny skies, some upper 30s in parts of Live Oak, B, maybe in northwestern San Patricio County, Mathis in the upper 30s there. It's going to be a cool start, but it's going to be fabulous feeling outside tomorrow. We're going to top out close to 70 throughout the area. Better chance at the low 70s inland. But again, close to 70 in the afternoon tomorrow in Corpus Christi, mid to upper 60s at the beach. Southeast wind, 5 to 15 miles per hour. So the wind not going to be nearly as strong as it was outside today. And then things start to change. We're going to see overnight and into early on Sunday morning. This is 7 o'clock from, this is our in-house forecast model. It's from IBM. It's called the GRAF model, GRAF. And it's depicting that wind shift and cooler air coming in, again, early on Sunday morning. So we're likely going to dip into the 40s. And then I've kind of backed off on how chilly the rest of Sunday will be. I think that we're going to stay closer to 50 degrees in the afternoon. So between 7 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon on Sunday, I do think maybe we get into the middle and upper 40s and then rebound back to around 50. That happens in the morning, and then we come back up to around 50 in the afternoon. Winds will be breezy, north 10 to 20, some higher gusts mixed in there, and there will be some little pockets of very light and patchy rain or drizzle. It's not going to be heavy stuff, but there may be a few spritzes floating around. And this is on Sunday. Note at the bottom right-hand corner of the graphic, I've got the temperature heading into Monday morning, and that does look like it'll be chilly. We're going to be in the middle to upper 30s as this Arctic air starts to continue to filter in. The leading edge of it, again, arrives on Sunday, but it's going to continue to filter in into early and the middle, really, even parts of next week. But this is just the initial taste of it on Sunday. The system that is going to bring this cold round of air is working through the plains right now. The one that brought the wind today is moving toward Florida already. The cold front is already toward Florida, and the upper level system associated with that is over the Midwest and Great Lakes. So it's, we're talking about a pretty powerful system moving out, and that system is going to be moving away from us, but the counterclockwise spin around that low over the Great Lakes, that's one of the reasons why this next round of weather, the Arctic air mass, the Arctic front, is going to be racing down here so quickly. It's getting a little push from its predecessor there over the Great Lakes. So we're going to be in between these two systems on Saturday, and it's going to be immaculate in the coastal bend. Upper 60s, low 70s in the afternoon, low humidity, a full-blown sunny delight. Winds won't be terribly strong, and Saturday just looks fantastic. Excited to live through tomorrow's weather. It's going to be one of those days. And then on Sunday, the Arctic air starts to work its way southward and will be in the area heading into Sunday morning, and it's going to keep those temperatures. You saw that little drop into the 40s and then back up to around 50 Sunday afternoon. It will be cloudy. It will be cooler for sure on Sunday, but not overly cold just yet. The front continues southward Sunday night into Monday morning early, and that's when the chance for freezing rain will start to increase, more so toward San Antonio and the I-10 corridor. I think we're going to be at this point in Corpus Christi and really a lot of the coastal bend. I think we will be in this mid to upper 30s range with our temperatures. So this forecast model we're looking at here, I think, is too aggressive on its algorithm for the pink shade. That's the freezing rain. I think that's way too far south from what the data is showing. Again, the colors you're seeing, those are based on an algorithm for however this model is set up to display, freezing rain, sleet, or snow. This, I think, is a much better idea of where the freezing rain, and not just freezing rain, but freezing rain that would cause problems on some roads, will more likely be heading into Monday morning. And that is, in essence, the I-10 corridor and points to the north of that, primarily in the hill country, to the west of Austin, toward Fredericksburg, north of San Antonio, and then that extends up into East Texas, north of Houston. So if you have travel plans, Monday morning in those areas, that's where I think that the issues are going to be, if there are any, and that's based on the data that we have right now, which we're starting to get into more reliable, higher resolution data. And I think, again, that's a pretty good idea of where, if we're going to see frozen precip, freezing rain, that is going to be. So I want to give a close look and analysis of what we are expecting in Corpus Christi. I'm going to take a swig of water before we get in on this. Dry air. You got to drink water. You still got to stay hydrated when it's cold out, by the way. So the temperatures, right, in the atmosphere above Corpus Christi on Monday morning. At the surface, I think we're above freezing, mid to upper 30s at ground level. About 1,000 feet up into the atmosphere, there is a little thin layer of freezing air, but it's not drastically cold. It's like 30, 31, 32 degrees for a couple of 100 feet. And then above that, up to 13,000 feet in the atmosphere. That's up there, right? I think that's higher than when you're flying and you reach 10,000 feet and they ring the bell. I think that's the level they do that when you're flying, and then it's like okay to turn your devices on. We're talking above that level of the atmosphere. So it's up 13,000 feet. That's where the air starts to freeze, but the air at that level is bone dry. There's not going to be any moisture up there. So the snow growth region of the atmosphere with our current setup is up closer to 20,000 feet. And that is also dry. So there's not going to be any snow up above us, even though temperatures are definitely cold enough. There's just no moisture in that part of the atmosphere, which means that it's a very high probability, unless something changes in the lower levels, that we're just going to see a cold, light, patchy rain or drizzle into Monday morning. The only thing that could change that is if, one, the air temperature at the surface drops to below freezing, or two, that little thin layer of just below freezing air about 1,000 feet up, if that either gets really thick or it gets really close to ground level. Those are really the only two ways that we're going to see anything other than light, patchy, cold rain or drizzle. So, and this has been pretty consistent over the last 24 to 48 hours. So that's why we're calling for the rain and not freezing rain or sleet or snow. So given that, if that holds, there will not be any issues on the roads Monday, Sunday, Tuesday. I don't see any issues. The rain chances go away on Tuesday. It's how it looks right now. The rain chances trend down Tuesday. So I think I put that yellow on Monday morning just in case. That's just a precaution. It's not a no-go. It's just a use caution. Keep up with the forecast on that light, patchy rain or drizzle. If something comes in more aggressive and it gets colder, then we'll adjust. But right now, we're pretty congruent on how this data has been coming in, and it hasn't been wavering a whole lot. So that gives a little more confidence there. And then Tuesday morning, that's the time frame where the freezing temperatures arrive. But by that time, rain will have moved out. This is not going to be heavy rain. The roads are not going to be wet. So even though temperatures will be in that realm of freezing, it doesn't mean that roads will be frozen. The roads don't freeze just because the temperature is freezing. You have to have moisture to freeze on top of the road for there to be problems. So bridges, overpasses, that's a question that will certainly come up. Again, we're talking, where is the freezing air? It's 700 feet above us. That's above any bridges that I know of in the area. So I don't think we have a problem with that unless that layer sinks down a little farther. And again, that's just that'll be a day of type of thing that we see if it does start happening. So I don't really see there being a problem at this point. And that's just what we're seeing right now. The rain chances look best on Monday morning. That's when I think the best chance, and this is going to be light stuff. It's not going to be heavy tropical type rains. This is going to be light patchy rain or drizzle. Not everyone's going to get it. The best chance is 20 to 40% on Monday. So I don't see any problems on the roads, even though it's going to be close. It's close. We're close to these different freezing precip types that you'll see sometimes in the winter in South Texas. Moving forward now, this is now looking at Monday night, Tuesday morning, and then again Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. I still am not giving specific temperatures for this time frame in terms of overnight low temperatures, just because I'm not totally sold on the modeling beyond Monday. But what I think is a good takeaway from this chart, I was going to make two versions of this, one for Tuesday morning, another for Wednesday morning, but the ranges shown, I think if you think of it this way, on Tuesday morning, you look more so toward the higher range of the values presented. So Tuesday morning out near George West, closer to the middle 20s. Tuesday morning in Corpus Christi, closer to the upper 20s. Tuesday morning on the islands, closer to the lower 30s, right around freezing. I think that the colder time frame will be heading into Wednesday morning, and that's on the other side of these ranges. So upper teens in the western brush country, northwestern part of the viewing area, mid-20s in Corpus Christi, Falfurrias, Kingsville, and then maybe upper 20s close to a hard freeze on area islands and extreme coastal locations on Wednesday morning. This is the time frame where I think the pipes will probably need to be dripping, but very slowly. One pipe farthest away from your central water source. The island, if it's a light freeze, I don't think that's going to be a concern. But you want the exposed pipes to be covered. If it's exposed, you got to cover it. That's where it's most susceptible to freezing. So irrigation systems, pool piping, things of that nature, that's where it's going to be a little bit more dicey into Wednesday morning. And again, you don't have to do this right now. We've got some days still, so just have your plan ready to go, like hurricane season, right? Let's say we're 3 days out from a storm moving in. Evacuations don't get called until it's like a day out. We're not there yet. So you don't have to implement, you just have to be ready to take action if you need to cover things up. Plants, have a plan to cover them up if you can't bring them inside. Pets, have a way to bring them inside or bring shelter to them outside with heat. It's illegal to leave them out when it's freezing. So, it's just have a plan. This is not going to be the likes of February 2021. That was a week long with a huge freezing rain episode, lots of snow north of here, record-breaking lows, teens. This is nowhere near the likes of that year. So it's not going to rival that one. Energy demand is certainly going to be high, but it's impossible to know how power behaves. I'm not in the business of predicting that. We're going to stick with the weather here. So for how long? That's the next question that people ask. How long is it going to freeze? This has changed just a little bit today, kind of flip-flopped it. I think Monday night, Tuesday morning, 6 to 10 hours of at or below freezing. And then Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, that's going to be the longer duration simply because it gets a little bit colder. So you're going to spend more time below freezing. And then we break out of that Wednesday afternoon and it stays milder for the remainder of the week. Milder in terms of it's not going to be freezing for the remainder of the work week. So that's how the timeline looks for the freezing amount of time that you're going to have with temperatures at or below freezing. Tomorrow, it's going to be good. Nice weather day tomorrow. Upper 60s, low 70s, sunshine. Do whatever you got to do. Enjoy it. Enjoy this type of weather is the payoff for the brutal summers that we get. And technically, this is the coldest time of year statistically in Corpus Christi with that average high of 67. After the 14th of January, that number starts to go up. So 68 will be the average high, and it continues to go up until the middle of August. I think 96 is the highest average high temperature we get, and it's in the middle of August. So enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be really nice feeling outside. You know it. you know what's happening tomorrow. It's going to be really good on the golf course, really nice on the water. I have this graphic because I like golfing, and I get frustrated with the wind here all the time. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make a wind forecast that doubles as a how much extra club you need on shots into the wind forecast. So this is just like my key on my ball flight given certain amounts of wind. And on this one, tomorrow, the morning is going to be just get your yardage and grab your stick, go at it. The afternoon, maybe a 1.5 club wind on shots right into the wind. So it will be a little chilly in the morning. That's really the only yellow, icon I've got there, but it's a birdie on the golfing forecast for tomorrow. Again, the area beaches, area waters are all going to be really nice tomorrow. Sunday morning, front comes in, a little bit of light patchy rain possible. I don't think the chance is all that high for a little rain on Sunday, but into Monday, again, Martin Luther King Monday, patchy areas of rain and drizzle. It's all going to be light, and temperatures might stay below 40 all of Monday. So another thing we've been talking about is, I know Martin Luther King Day, there's a lot of outdoor activities. We've got the walk in Corpus Christi at noon, and with an upper 30s, right, and winds of gusting 25, we could have wind chills in the upper 20s, low 30s. So if you're going out walking the dog or to your car and back or whatever for a few minutes, no big deal. You can handle that. But if you're out for hours at a time, you've got to dress the part. And I do this +1 rule. So put layers on as you get ready to go out to the walk. You know you're going to be outside in the elements for over an hour. Put one extra layer on, more than you need. So get ready, and then like when you're getting ready to leave, put one more layer on. It just helps when you're outside for a longer duration time. If you don't need it, whatever, you can take it off, tie it around your waist, you're good. But one extra layer on if you're going to be out and about for more than an hour on Monday. Wind chill values, I haven't touched on this a whole lot, but wind chill values where you see the freezing values, 28 Tuesday morning, 25 Wednesday morning, those could be in the teens to low 20s. So that's going to be the coldest feels like time frame of the forecast. But by the time we get into the freezing part of the forecast, it looks like the rain chances are gone and there shouldn't be any issues. Tuesday, there is a little iffiness there, but not ready to completely go in on it yet. And that's still, what, 3.5, 4 days away. So that's where we stand. Thursday, we get a bump back up to near 70, and then another cold front moves in on Friday. It looks like a dry passage, and it does keep temperatures under 60s, at least as of right now. But, things can change, and we'll be all over it if and when it does. So I put the YouTube link in the comments on the main Channel 3 page. I'm simulcasting to my own professional page as well. So if you're watching there, the YouTube link is on the KIII Facebook page. The time right now is 8:56 plus 20 seconds. We are going to log off here. I'm going to go look at the most recent data coming in. I did look at it a little bit before we started, and it's still close to what we're showing and expecting, at least for the next 2 to 3 days. Enjoy the weather tomorrow. Be ready for the freezing weather come next week. Stay up to date with the forecast. Don't watch this and just think that nothing will change after we sign off here. Keep up with the forecast. Sometimes things do waver one way or the other, colder or warmer, faster, slower. So things, they're not set in stone all the time. And it's just, it's good practice to keep up with the latest forecast, see what people are saying and how they're saying it. So with that, we'll leave it there. Enjoy the weekend, and we will catch you the next time we're on here. If you're watching us on the news, we'll see you on the TV.